students, a very pleasant morning. Hope you are doing good. Students, in the last class, we already had completed literature, question answer part, question number 10, part A and part B. And today, that question number 10 was of 2 marks, and today we are going to do the solution to question number 11, part A and part B. These questions are of 3 marks, 40 to 50 words. Each question carry 3 marks and word limit is 40 to 50 words. Students, don't write very short answer and neither go for short answer nor go for very lengthy answer. Word limit should be 40 to 50 words. Accordingly, you will write. First question for part A, question number 11A, it is, Annie writes that it was fortunate that Mr. Kissing took the joke the right way. Why does she feel so? So this is, you remember the chapter, students? Chapter number 4 from a first flight book, from the diary of Annie Frank by Annie Frank. And you must have remembered the summary also, that how Annie Frank used to talk a lot in the class, and her maths teacher, Mr. Kissing, he was not agreed for it. He did not like her talking, so he used to give her punishment, and as a punishment he used to give her to write essays on different topics related to talking. So Annie writes that it was fortunate that Mr. Kissing took the joke the right way, because she wrote a poem and the poem was an allusion to Mr. Kissing, and that's why, and she didn't get any punishment for that. She didn't get any severe punishment, so that's why she said so. And why does she feel so? She feels so because the poem that she had written, you remember she had written a poem taking the help of her friend, okay. Her poem referred to the father swan who bite 3 dogs because they quack too much, okay. She wrote in the poem, and in that poem her theme was that there was a mother swan and father swan, and how father swan, he bait his 3 dogs because they were quacking a lot, okay. And actually this was an allusion to Mr. Kissing, indirect reference to Mr. Kissing. And again one more point is there, that this poem written to turn the joke around Mr. Kissing, metaphorically convey the value of talking, right? But she didn't get punishment, so she feels that it was fortunate enough, it was fortunate that Mr. Kissing took the joke the right way. Otherwise, what would have happened? Otherwise, else the disciplinary action could have been severe. A strict disciplinary action could have been taken against Annie, okay. So that's why she feels that it was fortunate that Mr. Kissing took the joke the right way. Clear? So taking these points, students, you have to write the answer in your fair notebook. Fair answer you have to prepare. I have given you point wise, but you have to write the answer in a paragraph. Second question, the use of symbolism in the poem Fire and Ice conveys the poet's message effectively. Expand with reference to the poem. You remember the poem Fire and Ice, poem 2 by Robert Frost. So the use of symbolism, I think if you have watched the video of poem explanation, you must have remembered that fire is the symbol of human desire, greed, lust, etc. and ice is the symbol of hatred, coldness and human differences, etc. So this way symbolism has been used in the poem, and the poet Robert Frost discussed the way the world can be end, okay. The world can end, and the world can end either due to greed, due to human desire and due to lust, or due to human indifferences or coldness, etc. So this way you will put the points to convey the poet's message effectively. So this, taking all these points, you will write the answer. Third question, justify the poet's allusion to Rapunzel in Amanda. So I think you remember the poem Amanda itself by Robin Klein. And how Amanda, she wants to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel, who was a princess who had long golden hair, used to live on the top of a tower, and she used to let her hair down so that the prince can climb the tower. So here in this poem, how justify the poet's allusion, his indirect comparison to Rapunzel in Amanda. So here Rapunzel, as she lived on the top of a tower all alone, similarly Amanda desires peace in isolation, so as to live on the top of a tower. Okay, one is this comparison this way, and second is that Rapunzel was not disturbed by anyone on the top of the tower. Similarly, Amanda does not want to be disturbed. So Amanda, she clarified that she will not let her hair down so that no one can come up the tower and disturb her. You must have remembered that how Amanda was instructed by her mother to do one thing or not to do the other thing. So this way, and she does not like all these instructions. She does not like the instruction imposed by anyone. So she wanted to be Rapunzel, she wanted to be an orphan. You must have remembered the poem. So here the poet justified the poet's allusion to Rapunzel in Amanda. So this way the poet has justified the allusion, the poet has justified allusion to Rapunzel in the poem Amanda. This you will write from taking all these points in a paragraph, you will write the answer. Hopefully students, you got it. The first question, it is from chapter number 4 from the diary of Anne Frank by Anne Frank. Second question is from poem Fire and Ice, poem 2 by Robert Frost, and third poem is from poem Amanda by Robin Klein. Let's move to the next part. From first part you will get from first flight, second part you will get from footprints without feet. Second part question is part B. Griffin's brilliance as a man of science fades before his darker traits. Comment. Did you remember the chapter, students? I think you remembered. This is the Invisible Man. It's a good chapter about Griffin, how although he was a brilliant scientist, still then he was not liked by anyone because of his negative traits, because of his darker qualities. Okay, and it's very true, students. Although a person has good qualities, but if the person has some bad qualities will remove all his good qualities. He will not be appreciated because bad qualities will be highlighted. So this way same happened with Griffin. How Griffin's brilliance as a man of science fades before his darker traits. In this case you will write why Griffin was a brilliant scientist, how he was a brilliant scientist, what he invented or discovered, that you will mention. Secondly, you will write about his darker traits, how he was a lawless person, he was disliked by most people, he was quick tempered, and he burnt the house of the landlord to take revenge on him. Apart from this, he also stole money at priest's house. Okay, these are his darker traits, and apart from this, if any other relevant trait you get from the text, that also you can mention. So all the darker traits you have to mention, and then you will write that undoubtedly, although he was brilliant, although Griffin was brilliant, but brilliance eclipsed, his brilliance was eclipsed by his darker traits. So this way, taking all the points, you will write the answer. Moving to the next question, why do you think Mr. Werer was pleased that Richard Everett not only put in the nightly research hours towards butterflies but also his other interest? The Making of a Scientist, this chapter, okay, and you must have read that how Richard Everett, he was doing research on butterflies, and he was not only involved in that, he was paying equal importance to his academies as well as his hobbies. So here in this question, you will write Everett, how he balanced his academies as well as recreational activities, recreational pursuits, that is his hobbies. He was participating in debate competition and other activities as well. And as a teacher, Mr. Werer, he wanted Abride's growth as a well-rounded personality. Okay, all these things you will mention in your answer. Coming to the last question, what Madame Forestier exclaimed in astonishment when she saw Matilda years after the minister's ball? So, the chapter, the necklace, where Matilda was the main character, and apart from that, many more characters were there. Her husband and Mrs. Forestier, all were there. So, beautiful chapter it was. So, what Madame Forestier exclaimed in astonishment? You remember that Madame Matilda, because of her because of her ambition that to be rich, to look good, okay, and to be a center of attraction everywhere, she borrowed a diamond necklace and she lost it, and how she suffered in life. Okay. So, the change in Matilda's physical appearance, okay, due to this, Madame Forestier, she exclaimed in astonishment. And here you will also mention in this answer that how you have to write what she was at the time of the minister's ball, how beautiful she was looking, how she was a center of attraction at the minister's ball. Everyone wanted to be introduced with her, everyone wanted to dance with her, and what was her condition at present, how she was looking at that time. So, this you will mention in the answer. This way, students, we already have discussed, I have given you the correct points, taking which points you have to write the answer. So, prepare your answer in the fair notebook, write fairly, put your efforts, try to understand positively, definitely you can do good. And apart from these few more guidelines, as I told you, write paragraph wise, don't write point wise, because listing of points lead to deduction of marks. Then minimum 2 rationals or 2 justification to justify your answer, minimum 2 rationals, reference to this, depicting the support, a reference to the text you have to write. You will not write a very short answer justifying only one point, you can't complete the answer. At least 2 rationals you have to put. Apart from that, accuracy in the use of grammatical structure, vocabulary and spelling is needed. So, pay attention towards all these. Remember, these questions are of 3 marks, 40 to 50 words, and accordingly you prepare the answers. Apart from these, students, try to do practice of many more questions so that you can attempt in a better way when you appear for the exam, sit for the exam. Till then, students, take care of yourself. Rest of the questions of 5 marks questions we will discuss in the next video. Prepare your notes. Take care of yourself. God bless you.